Hey everybody, welcome back to Ogresspeedshop. So we got to do some yard work, and one of the problems I'm having lately is the blades on my lawnmower. They keep getting chewed up because of the gravel, because it gets into the yard and whatnot. And if I can see, I don't know how well it comes out on camera, but if you see these little stripes right here, that's where the mower is not mowing in the center of the blades now, because this is the third set of blades I've put on here. But the unfortunate thing is the stupid blades that are on this are a weird kind of shaped attachment. So we're going to do something about that today. We're going to go into more detail on what the problem is with those blades, but we're going to do a conversion on it today. So let's go ahead and get into it. All right, so this is the machine we're going to be working on today. We got to get that deck off of there, and we'll get into how to do that later. But what I'm talking about as far as the blades go, did you see the shape of that mounting hole? That's a very odd shape, and these blades are expensive. They're like 50 bucks for two of them. Whereas you get this style attachment, and you can get these anywhere from $5 to $15 a piece, which is way cheaper. And I also want to convert it to a mulching mower too, so instead of having all the clippings all over the yard, I'd rather put it back down into the ground and help with the grow to fertilize the yard a little bit better. That's why we're converting it. So not only because of the blade style, but because we're going to change it into a mulching mower. So less mess, basically. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to convert it over to this. You can see how bad these blades get. That's after one season, if that. What comes in this kit? We get two new blades, two pulleys. Is that just one belt? I think it's just one belt. And then two new head units with the star-shaped pattern on it. Now these will take more different styles of blade than what the original ones will. Like I said, those blades, for whatever reason, are oddball blade, and you can't get them blades for cheap. So this is what we're going to do to it. So I think probably the easiest way to get to it is going to be lifting the front of it up. So we're going to do that real quick, put it on my ramps, and that way we can work on getting that deck assembly off. All right, so I'm not sure how this deck comes off here, but we're going to figure it out, and we'll figure it out together. So let's first look underneath the front here. I see a rod right there that holds the front together. And we got the belt. Looks like this bar's a belt tensioner of some sort to hold it on there. So I actually had that thing jump off a couple of times, usually because it gets caught by a twig or a branch or something. And I really need to clean this thing. It's pretty dirty. I haven't cleaned it yet this season. So there's that. Okay, so we gotta get this bar off. That's one of the front. That's the front mount. Probably take this off so we can get the belt off. So we got a pin right here. Looks like another mount on the other side. So what does that do? Okay, we can take this whole side piece off right here. Take these two pins out. Slide this piece off. By the looks of it, there's adjustment back here. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, we'll just figure it out as we go. Let's go look on that side, see if it's different. I think it might be different. See, it's held together the same way. The spring is tensioned on the blade itself. I see a cable of some sort. I don't know. I'll have to figure all that out here in a minute. I'll lower the deck down a little bit so I can get a better view of underneath here. It looks like the main things we got to disconnect is this pin right here, which holds the lever to engage the blades, because this pulls that lever and brings that pulley in over there to actually start the blades. So we got to get that off of there along with the spring. And then looks like one clip right here, one clip over there, and one clip in the front. And then remove the belt, and we should be good to go. So there's a clip up there, one clip here, and one clip on the other side, on the outside of that side, that one. So let's get that spring off first. We have the cable disconnected. So you got a slit. Oh yeah, okay. You can slide out of the side of it. Cool. See a little slit right here. So once we get this pin out, that'll slide out of the side of it. Cool. All right. So first thing we're gonna do is get this pin out back here that holds the cable in. Pull that out. There it goes. The spring somehow. there's a little lip right here on the lever. Blade engagement, the cable is disconnected. And we got the 2 clips on each side here. I'll just see if there's enough room. If we can just pop it out the side or not. There's one. So that's going to pop off of there. Get my fingers out of the way here. There's one side. There's 2 sides. And let's see, can we just get the belt off of there? Probably easiest just to get these bolts out of the hanger here. And we got one more bar or one more pin. That's this one right here. The deck is pretty much off. Ooh, probably 8mm. We're gonna try 5/16. That's the same size as an 8mm. Yep, that's it. One little screw holds that gasket in. Just pulls out and drops down. There you have it. Easy peasy, yes indeed. There you have it, one deck removed. So that wheel looks bent. Oh wait, that's the direction it's supposed to go. So it must be at an angle in there. Unless they're both bent. No, I think it actually does go at an angle. Yep, it sure does. You can see the mounting points are all angled too. Cool, let's get these old assemblies off and the new one's on. All right, so I think the first thing we're gonna do is get the belt off so we can compare it to the new one, make sure it's the same size. So I gotta get these guards off. Oh, it's kind of loose. Oh, look at all this crap. Ow, ow! Yeah, there's a freaking goat head. Lovely. All right, let me get a tool to get that stuff out of there. Ow! Should have known better. Belt off now or no? Let me blow that out of there so I can see what I'm looking at here. All right, so this kit actually came with, hold on. So this kit came with all new pulleys, so we have all that to put back on there. So we just gotta remove the pulleys, that way we get the belt off. This is a bolt, this is a nut, and then these bolt in from the bottom side, so we'll have to flip it over to get to those. So yeah. See what size that looks like, about a 13. Say about a 15. Am I gonna be wrong? Is it gonna be a 14? It's a freaking 14. Should have been. There we go. Well, I guess it could be 9/16 too. Is it metric or standard? Standard. Well, heck, we're gonna use standard then. Just with it being so new, I just expect it to be metric, but it's standard. All right, so that's how long with something else. Oh boy. So it's a 9/16 as well. Boy, it's going to be fun to put back on, isn't it? Alright, there's the old belt. About 3 years old now. We moved here in June. It is now May. And we got this about the second week of June, like, I don't know, sometime in there. Because whenever I got back from San Diego from picking up all the vehicles, or picking up the truck, and dropping off vehicles, I should say, taking the U-Haul back. So those are all tensioners. So now we gotta get these off. Let's go ahead and take that off too, because we're gonna tip it over now. So that should stay since that's pretty cool. It's got a little brake on it. Let's go ahead and compare the belts. They might be different since it's a completely different pulley setup. Yep, they're about the same. So we should be good. These are slightly different. As they fit. They fit, oh yeah. It fits nicely. Now we gotta get the nut in there. Wait, I get that the first try. Don't wanna go though. Let's see, we want to cross thread, so let's make sure they go together. Yeah, there's a little, oh, it's a top lock, that's why. That explains it. Cool. It don't look like much, but these little knee pads really make a difference. Yeah, there's one. So these levers have little holes in them. If you look right there, you can see the little pin. And that lines up with this hole to keep it aligned. Well, we gotta pull those off, so we'll thread the belt with those. Or once we get those head units on, then we can loosen these back up if we need to. All right, so we gotta flip it up so we can pull the head units off. All right, those bearings still feel pretty good. Hold on to these. This mower actually has one of those washing portals where you put a hose on there to be able to wash the blades, but it only like hits this one end, so I don't know how good it really is. I used it once and it seemed to do all right, but I had to unplug it first because I hadn't never used it. This deck needs to be cleaned. You gotta pull the blades off too. Be careful when you're doing this. You don't want to cut your hand off. Those blades are horrible. Alright, these bolts are 3/8 headed. Came with new bolts, so we shouldn't need these. They are tensioned by the little rubber stopper thingy, and they come right out. Alright, I gotta figure out a way of tying that thing up. Let's put it down. I think that'll work. There are 0 instructions with this thing, so it's pretty easy to figure out, but it doesn't say to use Loctite, but I'm going to use it anyways. Alright, there's one. Cool. Let me put the blades on and this part will be done. Aren't those pretty? Bright green, a little bit of blue. Definitely need to clean the deck. There we go. Got a lot more scraping to do after that though. But we got all new blades, new head units, soon to be a new belt. I'm gonna go grab a drink real quick. Alright, let's get this belt on here. This is going to be fun because it's all curled up. Oh, it came right up. Awesome. I think it actually comes through this way. I don't remember. It's definitely got to be under this thing. I gotta look at the video again. I'll be back. Alright, went look at the video and I got it completely wrong here. These go on the outside of the brakes. Look at that. So I gotta definitely loosen these up. That don't look right either. What the heck am I doing? Alright, now I got it. I think. So I'm gonna take these off again. Like this. There we go. That's how it goes. All right, so we got that done. So, do we clean it first before we put it back on? I think we should. Get all the rest of that stuff out of there. Let's just put these covers back on. All right, so we're good on all that now. So I just want to say one thing about doing this right now. This brings back memories growing up, having to mow about 1.5 acres, maybe an acre, depending on what was cut at the time, with a push mower. Yes, a push mower. So that's how we grew up back then. And I had to scrape out the mower every time we got done mowing. And ironically, my dad waited till I was grown out of the house to buy a riding mower. So that's the way we grew up in the 70s and 80s. All right, so it's not perfect, but I got all the big chunks out of it. I'm not gonna go any further than that because it's just gonna get dirty again. But this is what I scraped off of it. It's a pretty good pile of stuff. Here's my size 12 next to it, so pretty good pile. So yeah, now you just gotta get it put back on. I don't think there's anything else I need to look at. Oh, I did want to do a blade comparison though. Give you an idea of why it was not cutting. Got almost 1 inch of room there on the ends. But anyways, should be good to go. We got to put the new cover on for the side to make it a mulching mower. Probably getting the back end is going to be the harder part of it, so start with that. Hopefully this deck isn't really that heavy. I mean, it's heavy enough. It's just more awkward than anything. All right, there's one pin in. I think it was on the other one. It's the wrong one. There we go. Get the belt on. Oh yeah. Straight. I think so. Gotta put the clip in the front bar. There we go. And one more for the cable. Under there. There we go. All right, she's all back together. Bolts are on good. Hopefully. They're all on the pulleys, so should be good. So the last thing we gotta do is just pull that off. It's held on by one bolt, I think. Pretty sure it's just one. Yeah, right there in the center. And assuming that's what this has too. I don't know what the heck all that stuff is. We'll figure it out. So I got the mulching part cover on there now. And you can see there's 2 bolts there. It goes through a little lever and a hole right there. That was the hole's already there. This just is clamped down to the base there and held on right there. And then 3 zip ties that hold it to the bottom of the deck. So I don't see those lasting very long. They actually came with these bright, super bright white ones, but I didn't like the way they looked, so I put black ones on there. So that pretty much finishes the install of this. So now we gotta test it. So this is definitely gonna be too loud to for you to be able to hear it, but get to listen to some music while I mow. All right, I'd say that was a success. It definitely mows. It's a little bit different. I gotta go a little slower because the grass will build up under the deck. You can see right here where it kind of piled up. Hope it's coming through in the video, but yeah, overall it cuts nice, and it's definitely a lot less clippings spread everywhere, so not too shabby. Live with that. Let me take you over here real quick. You can definitely see the difference where I mowed and where I didn't. I think I had the deck a little too low this time. I set it where I normally do. But I think with the mulching feature, it's a little different, but you can see the difference here. Some mushrooms. I think those eggs. What the heck are those? Mushrooms. So right here, I actually stopped to move that big stick out of the way and started to back up, and it stalled because it just hit that big pile of grass there. So I raised the deck a little bit to do the rest of this. It turned out pretty good. So about 2 inches is where you need to have it for mulching by the looks of it. So you can definitely see it's doing a good job. Just the fact I'm not missing a center section anymore because the blades are actually full makes a big difference. But that's how the new blades are working. Pretty cool. That'll do it for this video on turning our mower into a mulcher. And but more importantly, the biggest thing is that I want to be able to use any kind of blade I want and not just be specific to that one that costs too much. So now I can put any kind of blade on here I want, and so it opened up some possibilities there. So if you like this video, leave a like down there, leave me a comment, let me know what I could do better, and subscribe while you're at it. Why not? It's free. So thank you for watching, and until next time, I will see you all later.